My name is Amir. I'm the Israeli Consul General to Hong Kong and Macau. On behalf of myself, as well as the Consulate General of Israel in Hong Kong, we are delighted to take part of this SIISC annual conference, which touches issues that are concerning to us, to the planet where we live, and to our future generation. So I would like to first avail this opportunity and thank the organizers and the participants. ESG is gaining a growing momentum among policymakers, among corporate investors, as well as other key stakeholders, as it is seen as a way to safeguard businesses from future risks. Allow me now, please, to elaborate a little bit about the Israeli government commitments to sustainability. It is built upon few pillars. One of them is the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and streamlining energy consumptions in the economy, including the preparation of a national plan for low carbon economy in the year 2050. Greenhouse gas emissions are planning to be gradually reduced from 8.8 tons per capita in 2025 to 7.7 tons per capita in the year 2030. This number manifests a reduction of 26% in the greenhouse gas emissions per capita compared to the year 2005. Reduction of electricity consumption by at least 70% by 2030 compared to the consumption expected in that year according to the business as usual scenario. The other one is on the legislative level, legislating a climate law. And the other one is the fast and significant transition to renewable energies for electricity generation in Israel, including regional cooperation in the field with our neighbors. Electricity generation from renewable energy at a rate of 20% of total electricity production in the year 2025 and at a rate of at least 30% of total production in the year 2030. Mobility and green mobility is also an important part. Reduction of private travel and transition to public and private electric transportation and reduction private travel by 20% by 2030 compared to the travel expected in the year according to the business as usual scenario is an important pillar in this plan. We have also set up long-term national targets for the year 2050. The targets are reduction of at least 85% in Israel greenhouse emissions in that year compared to the emissions in the year 2015, which stood at 37.4 million tons back then. Target for generating electricity from renewable energy in 2050 will stand at a rate of 95%. Reduction of greenhouse gas emissions from solid waste by 2050 by at least 92% compared to the emission measured in 2015, which stood at 5.5 million tons. I would like also to touch upon the ecosystem that is developing in Israel, the startup nation, about the green technologies and about technologies concerning our environment. Israel possesses a diverse range of companies and startups working in this field, as well as major investments in R&D and more. Currently, there are 1,200 companies and startups in Israel that operate in order to make the world a better place. And by that, Israel, the startup nation, is doing its share for the future technology. These companies operate in various fields. For example, in alternative protein. For example, in green construction, where material choices and site management can reduce resource use and waste. Israel is a global water powerhouse, holding the world record for water reuse with almost 90% of its wastewater recycled for use in agriculture. It also has one of the most unique national water systems in the world, with some 80% of its drinking water being desalinated salt water. We do see a lot of prospects for investments and for technologies in these fields in Israel in the years to come. Impact investment ecosystem has also been tremendously developed in Israel. The formal impact investment market is in Israel, although in its early stages, yet in just 2 years, Israel has seen the size of its impact ecosystem investment effectively doubles from 130 million US dollars to more than 260 million dollars in assets under management. New sources of capital are entering the market, and the government is also paying a lot of attention to contribute to this market development through various funding initiatives and other strategies. Israel is willing to share its experience and know-how and collaborate with other countries and with other organizations in order to reach global mitigation targets, building resilience among already affected countries and communities, and implementing the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. International cooperation in the field of climate innovation is also a great opportunity to strengthen the economy for all, create new job opportunities, allow humanity to prosper and flourish while preserving nature, the climate, and our planet's ecological diversity, and most important, in my eyes, the most important question here is what planet will we leave for our children? I thank you very much for this opportunity and wish this conference a great success. Thank you.